I run a company called Wordsmith, and our job is to think about writing, writers, and documents in the workplace pretty much nonstop. And we've found that the way that people and organizations are creating documents isn't working all that well. And we know this because of the thousands of writers we've talked to. Almost all of them say they find writing difficult or frustrating. And when we talk to decision makers, they say similar things about reviewing documents or making decisions based on what it is that they read. So that means the process of writing, both for a specific writer and for the organization as a whole, is kind of stuck. Something isn't working properly. And we're absolutely sure it does not have to be that hard. In addition to the process, if you think about documents, there are many, many documents that don't deliver efficient, clear messages. So why would that be? A couple of things. Writing is like talking. It's a way of connecting to somebody, except that if I'm talking to you, I can see whether you register what it is I'm saying by how you respond. And when I'm writing, I don't have the reader in front of me, so I don't know for sure if they got the message or if I've missed the mark. That means that as a writer, I might tend to focus more inward, and I would write what it is that I know rather than what it is the reader needs to know. That's the risk. The second big influence is that we learn to write at school, and school trains us for different goals and using completely different skills and tools than we need when we're writing at work. And I can give you an example of that. When you're writing an essay, you get rewarded for writing an essay that's long. When you're writing a document at work, ideally it should be short and focused, although we certainly put up with a lot of documents that are longer than they need to be. When you're writing an essay, you would run through the background and the history and the context to show that you know all of that before you got to your main message, whereas a strong work document would deliver the main message up front, and it might or might not include background and history and context. That means, in some sense, the training that has shaped us as writers trains us in the opposite skills that we now need. Why does that matter? Well, we do a huge amount of writing at work, and we create many, many documents, and those documents connect many, many people and services and so on. So if there's a disconnect in each of those documents, that disconnect gets peanut buttered around the organization, and it has an effect on how we do things. It means that there's a high time and frustration cost, and everything is just a little less clear. Well, what do we do about that? It turns out that there's a completely different model, and it requires treating writing as a pragmatic problem and being really, really clear about what actually works and what doesn't. It has almost nothing to do with grammar and punctuation, but it requires that we change the way that we think about writing. And when we do that, what becomes possible is that the process itself gets easier on everyone, and we can create radically clearer documents. That's what it is that we do. Thanks very much for watching.